Hey guys, SynisterDan here, and this is going to be another Warhammer 40k styled After Effects tutorial. Today, this is the one you've all been waiting for. It's the Lascannon. And believe it or not, this is probably one of the easiest ones to do. Mostly because it doesn't require any stock footage. However, I've got one here just to add cool effect, but you don't need it. Anyway, let's load up our footage. I have a footage of my lovely and well painted Predator from my Iron Warriors Chaos Army. Lovely, if I do say so myself. Anyway, I'm just going to turn the sound off for it because it's a video file. I thought it was a photo. Anyway, let's get started. First of all, you want to make a copy of your image, and with the upper copy you want to make a mask around the gargoyles or the barrel heads, whatever you want to call them. And it doesn't have to be neat, just make sure that it pretty much goes around most of the corners. And with the mouthpiece here, you want to kind of follow the outside of the mouth. With a normal Lascannon, this isn't the case, but if you do have gargoyles like this, or figureheads, you want to kind of go around the edge, the outer edge of the mouth. You do, oh crap, I'll sort that out in a minute. Like that. And let me just fix what I just messed up. Like that. And then come back up to the pen tool, where you make the masks, and you want to hold it down, and then you want to go down to convert vertex tool. And this basically, when you click on each one of the points, makes a curve, which is what you want. And just keep doing this all the way around, and then there will be a few that you need to correct slightly. So just correct them, so you don't have to be too neat with it, and that'll be made clear soon. Anyway, once that's done, you want to highlight it. And, well, no, for now, just get rid of it for now. So click the eye in the side to hide it. Anyway, now we want to go to Layer, New, Solid. Make sure it's white. Okay. And don't panic if everything's gone invisible and everything's gone white. All you want to do is make go up to your pen tool, and you want to make a kind of straw shape. So basically, just make a bar. Don't worry about making it wash shape, but just make it a bar. And let's go in a bit closer, and let's just add another point to the end here. And you want to kind of make like a sword shape. You do. Anyway, now open the settings for the white solid and the mask, and click on the mask twice like that, or at least that's what I do. And you want to move it over the gargoyle figurehead that's closest to you. And yeah, I'm gonna bring. Hang on, I'm just gonna. Oop, where's it gone? There. I'm just gonna bring in the edge a minute, just a bit closer, like that. There, right. Anyway, back to here, and you want to kind of make it kind of that shape you do, so it follows kind of the line of the thing. This goes for a regular Lascannon as well. You want to kind of make it so it's just slightly larger than the mouth, and don't worry about being it over the top. That'll be sorted out in a minute. And then what you want to do is you want to click on your white solid again and click Control C and then Control V to make a copy. Click on the bottom copy, and then you want to grab whatever's there and drag that over just behind your current one. Actually, let's make these a bit smaller. Just make them a tiny bit more narrow, just so you can see the difference between the two. You know, so you know there's two beams there. Just bring that one up about there. Yep, there. And now you want to add. Yeah, and now let's see, where's it gone? Yeah, and now take your copy with your masks of the figureheads and drag that so it's above both the beams. Oh yeah, and make it visible, of course. Stupid me. Right, and there you go. And I'm just going to bring that up slightly on that gargoyle. There. Now it looks a bit more like it's actually coming out of the mouths. But still doesn't look quite like a Lascannon, so what we're going to do is we're going to highlight both the white solids, click control, click one and then hold control and click the other to highlight them both if you don't know. I only found that out recently because I'm a noob, as usual. And go to effects, and now here's a plugin that isn't standard with After Effects. It's a plugin called Trapcode and Shine. Now this is a plugin that everyone has to get because this thing cuts production time down by ages, by hours probably, because it's such a versatile tool. And this is what you want to do with it anyway. Bring the ray length down to 0 because it'll most likely be on 4 as standard. Anyway, and then you want to just highlight individual ones now. So you want to take source point, click the crosshair, and whichever one you're on, you want to put the crosshair right behind whichever beam you're on. And same with the other one. And now you want to go to colorize, and you'll see it'll be on 3 color gradient. Keep it on that, and you want to change. It'll be on red, orange, and white. You want to change the orange one in the midtones to pure red. So just drag the bar right up to the top, and same for the other one. And now we want to go down to our masks. And you want to increase the feathering. You do to, I'd say about 10. That'll do. That looks nice and pretty. And 10 again. Starting to look more like them now, innit? Right, now we don't need those open now for a minute. And then you want to change the ray length as well to about 0.5, about 0.5 I'd say. See how it looks on the front one. Let's try a bit further. Oh yeah, just 0.5 will do. And starting to look a bit better. The one in the back looks a bit narrow to me. So where's the source point? Just move the source point a bit further in. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Ah, there. Let's just put that other way back the way it was. There, that's better. There we go. Okay, and now what we want to do is now, of course, we want to make the gargoyle heads look like they're glowing, and that is why we made that mask. And once again, click on the masks. No, click on the footage, and you want to go Trapcode Shine again. So you can use this for anything. And you want to go to the source point and put the source point right dead center between both of them. Reduce the ray length to 0. And now you want to go to colorize, change it to red again. And now you want to create it so it looks like it's actually red hot. And the way to do that is boost light. And if you look at it, you want to put it to about 10, because that looks about right. And then you want to go to the actual footage and then change the go to mask and feather that to about 10 as well, because this is easier than I thought. It's all Trapcode Shine and 10s. And there we are. And now for animating it. Right, first of all, let's see, we're going to have it fire at around about 1 second, I'd say. So between 1 and 0, you want the figureheads or the tips of the barrels to glow slightly, I'd say, as though they're building a charge. So first of all, let's take our 2 shots, because they aren't going to fire until 1 second. So about there. And now on the footage of the figureheads with it glowing, go to transform, and click on while it's on, while your timeline cursor thingy, I don't know the actual name, timeline indicator, while your timeline indicator is on the 1 second mark, click the stopwatch on opacity for the glowing heads, and then drag it back down to drag it back down to 0, and then drag opacity to 0. That way it gets a kind of charging look, as though it's gradually heating up. And then now to animate our shots to look like they're firing, we are going to click on, well, let's just open each of them for a minute and go about 3, let's zoom in a bit, let's go about 3 frames from when they first come out. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, that'll do about there. Don't want it to be too slow. And then you want to click on the mask for on both of them. You want to click the stopwatch for mask path. Let's do it with the other one. And then you want to go back to the 1 second mark. And now for this one, you want to take the tips of your shots. Right, let's do the one in the front first so you can see it better. You want to just drag the tips of your shots back to the entrance of the barrel. And let's just enlarge it a bit so you can see there's a bit of white coming out, because this will be when it's just about to come out. Let's do the other one as well. Oop, too far. And you want to make them look roundabout roundabout the same, so yeah, that looks good. And so now, as you can see, it goes like that. And then just after it's reached its full length, you want to go about 1 or 2 frames ahead, and then click the stop, and then click the stopwatch for expansion, which will be the 4th one down from mask path. Click the stopwatch there, and then you want to go 3 frames ahead of where you click the stopwatch for mask expansion, and then you want to decrease the mask expansion pixels by just until you can't see it. So I'd say about 22 in this case. Let's do the other one. Yeah, so just until you can just about see them gone. And then also let's go back up to our footage with the glowing gargoyle heads or barrels. And for these then, click this, add a keyframe exactly where the shots or the lasers just disappeared. And then you want to go about 1 second. You want to go about 1 second ahead, so that's about the half sec. That's about 1.7. So we're going to go to about, let's go to about 3 actually. Go to about 3, and then you want to decrease it to 100. So that way, it gradually, from when it's fired, it gradually looks like it's cooling down. See, it's kind of fading out. Anyway, that's all we need to do with the gargoyle heads for now. That's pretty much done. Oh no, it's not with it. Let's drag that so it's right there. Oh no, wait there. It charges up, doesn't it? Oh god. I haven't had any food. That's my excuse. And as you can see, it goes like that. So let's try and play our footage. See, it's charging up. It's getting hot, and then fires. And then it kind of dissipates as well. Oh, hang on with it. And then just as it goes with there, and then once it's kind of off screen a bit, then you will want to drag the ends of the lasers over here, otherwise they will linger, because if you notice, but it's lingering. So you want to drag it here so it shuts them off, so to speak. So it's going right out the screen. And that's pretty much it. However, you might notice there is no glow from it. You know, the rest of the scenery isn't reacting to the fact there's a very bright red light. So for this, we will simply highlight our footage underneath, duplicate it, then with it clicked on, when you clicked on it, go to elliptical mask and make a bubble, and then make it start so it's about there, and so you want to drag that so it covers the whole front of the you want to drag it, you want to make sure it covers from where the barrels start in a kind of circle around the area in front of it. And then we shall add, you guessed it, Trapcode Shine. See, decrease the ray length, change the color to red again, and let's hope I don't get the same problem as the last video when I was trying to make it feather. Yay, it's feathering. And you want to feather it to about 150, I'd say. And then you want to change the ray. Well, first of all, put the source point right where the barrels are, and then go to ray length. Okay, no. Just keep the ray length about where it is, and then you want to shine opacity and just dumb it down to about, I'd say, between 60 and 70. I'm happy with where it is, but there. And then you pretty much want to, whenever the actual beams are in the shot, not when they're just about to come out, you want to go about one ahead, so it's when it's about by here, and then you want to drag your footage over so that beforehand there's nothing, and then when you get to the shot it appears, because it's light, it's going to be a flash, isn't it, really? And you just want to track over until about, I'd say, here. No, wait, there. Go to about here, right at the end, so it's when they're actually out of shot, and then drag it back there. And then we'll just fade it out a bit, so when the shot actually starts to disappear, about here, we go to transform, opacity, you click the stopwatch, and then right to the end, and 0. So you get that. Very nice. And that's pretty much it. But let's say you wanted to add a bit of power to it, because at the moment, yeah, it fires, but it doesn't look that powerful, does it? So what you want to do to add, I think we want to add a bit of camera shake, like it's shaking the world it's on. So we just highlight all your footage, go to layer, pre-compose, make sure move all attributes into the new composition is ticked. Okay, and it'll put it all into one track. And now just find along the track where your shot is first fired. So about here, just when it's halfway out of the barrel, I'd say. Excuse me. Right, and go to transform. Click the stopwatch for position. And you want to go all the way until it's just about dissipating a bit. So I'd say, so it's just when it's about to disappear. So we'll go about here when it's about leaving the off screen or whatever, and then go back to position and add a keyframe. And now and then you want to highlight them both by clicking Shift click. Don't do Control click, because it makes them go really weird, like that for some reason. You want to Shift click them both until they're both highlighted. Then you want to go to Effects, type in Wiggler. Yes, a very funny name. Where's my one? Well, anyway, you go to Wiggler. You know, it'll appear there. I don't know why mine isn't. I'm probably spelling it wrong. Anyway, I got the Wiggler by here, and you want to grab the Wiggler and put it over your footage. Just drag and drop it, and you want to put the frequency to about, I'd say, between 20 and 30. I'm going to go to about 30, just try it out. 20 might seem a bit weedy, you know, because the idea is it'll shake the screen. Anyway, go to 30 and magnitude 30, apply. And now let's just move the screen over here. And then you can see it shakes the screen. And now you want to add a bit of motion blur, of course, so go to your timeline and you want to go by here where it has these two kind of blurred bubbles, and it's called motion blur. Tick this one and then tick the bigger one, and you notice it kind of blurs the screen as it goes over it. But you may notice we got these black lines. To get rid of those, make sure you have your composition highlighted, effects, simulation, stylize, motion tile. And what this does is basically it's going to create another version of this along the outer edge. And the way you want to do this is change the output height and width slightly bigger than what your current composition is. Your current composition is going to be 100, so just make it about 130 should do. There. And then you want to go to mirror edge, because at the moment all it's doing is repeating this side on this side and so on. It's just basically making a tile version. When you go mirror edge, it mirrors it and it looks a bit more natural to what it's meant to be. So if we just play the footage and see what it looks like. God, my computer's slow today. And let's wait a moment and see what it looks like all together. And lovely. Happens a bit quick. You may want your beam to last a bit longer, but to do that, simply make it so the expansion decrease lasts a bit longer. So just extend it. Same way, but basic principle. That's it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. We made a Lascannon. It is awesome. Let me know if you've attempted it. You know, make a video response of your attempt, and happy wargaming.